Question 11, part A is coming from coordinate geometry. We have the diagram shows the curve with this equation. Points A and B lie on the curve. Find the equation of the line AB. So of course, we need to find the gradient, because when you are finding the equation of any straight line, you need to know the gradient and at least one point through which it passes. So gradient of line AB is going to be equal to the change in y, that is -1 minus 2, this minus this, then over 2 minus 5. So out of 2 minus 5, this one will be -3 over -3, which is equal to 1. Then after that, the equation of a straight line, we have y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1. So one coordinate, one point through which it passes, we have, let's say, b2 -1. So y1 is going to be that -1. So we have minus, then -1. So that one is going to be a plus. So we just put +1, which is equal to, this is 1, then x minus 2 here. And then this will be y is equal to x minus 2 here. When this one crosses, it is a minus. So we shall have -1. And then all together, this one is going to be -3. That is that. Then part B, find the volume of revolution when the region between the curve and the line AB is rotated through 360 degrees about y-axis. So when we rotate this one about y-axis, okay, it is going to produce the same thing this other side, okay, this way. So we are going to find something like this. In other words, we are going to get out a cylinder, okay? So let me just sketch a small cylinder here, because we shall be stripping this one. Let me just reflect this one in here, like that, okay? Now, as you are rotating, you form something like that, and also here. So when I pull out a cylinder, it is going to be like this. So we get very many strips from here, okay? You strip this one like that, like that, like that. Now, we are going to have the radius from here up to there is the same as from here up to here. So the radius here, do you see that it is an x coordinate? Okay, it is an x coordinate. So the radius is going to be equal to x. And then the height here, remember, we do something like that. Now, the height is going to be this one, which is going to be the change in the y coordinates. There is this one and this one here. Okay, so the height is going to be equal to the change in y. So, and we know that volume of a cylinder is equal to pi r squared h. So meaning, when you rotate this one about y-axis, Vy is going to be, I always represent it with the Vy. So meaning Vy is going to be equal to pi, the radius is x, and then the h is dy, delta y. So when we add up all of these strips together, then it becomes one big thing. And then the small changes in y become the big change in y, the dy, okay? So this simply implies that we are going to have Vy is equal to pi. Now we are integrating from, now the limits are going to be from -1 to 2. The limits, the ones of y, okay? So -1 and then to 2. Now, we have, this one is going to be, if you try to invert this one, the line is going to be above, okay? The line is above, and then the curve is below. So I'll get the equation of the line. I'll get the equation of the line, which is here. So remember, I'm supposed to write in terms of x. So take this one here. In fact, let me write here. Maybe my x1 here is going to be y plus 3. And also, this other equation given here, you see it is given as x, which is equal to, it is in terms of y. So maybe x2 here is equal to y squared plus 1. So you are supposed to get the one which is above, then minus the one which is below. So this one is going to be above when we are rotating it this side, okay? You just rotate your page, and then you will see that this one is above, and then this one will be below. So I will have the equation of that straight line, which is now y plus 3 in terms of x, but I have to square that because remember, here we are getting the x squared, okay? In other words, I'm finding the volume below this line here minus the volume below this curve here. You see? So that's why we are getting this one. We first square it, then minus also this one here squared. So we shall have y squared plus 1, then squared like this, and then we put dy. Now here we shall have pi. Then of course when we open the brackets here, this one will be y squared plus 6y plus 9. We're integrating from -1 to 2. And this one is going to be y power 4, then plus 2y squared, and then plus 1. But now the negative is going to affect everything here. So meaning we shall have minus y power 4 minus 2y squared minus 1 dy. Okay, so we have pi, the integral from -1 to 2. So we have minus y power 4, y squared, then minus 2y squared. That one will give us a minus y squared, and then plus 6y, 9 minus 1, that will give us 8, then dy. Now, when we integrate this one here, now you remove the integral sign. You increase the power by 1, you divide by the new power, then minus y cubed over 3, then plus 6y squared over 2, that will be 3y squared, then plus 8y. Then now we can put the limits 2 and then -1. So when we put the limits, we shall have, of course, pi here. Now put 2 power 5, that is 32. And then 2 power 3, that is 8. And then 2 power 2, that is a 4 times 3, that will be 12. Then plus a 16 here. Then minus. Now put -1. All the power of a negative is always a negative. Then times that negative, it will be a positive 1 over 5. And also here, this will be a -1. And then the negative, so that will become a positive. Now 1 over 3. Then, of course, even power of a negative is always a positive. So we shall get a 3 here. And then minus 8. Okay. So we shall have pi in here. What do we get altogether here? -32 out of 5. Then minus 8 out of 3. Plus 12 plus 16. That is 284 out of 15. 284 out of 15. Then minus, what do we have here? 1 over 5 plus 1 over 3 plus 3 minus 8. That is -67 over 15. But a negative and a negative, that one becomes a positive. So I'll put plus 67 over 15. Then when we add these two, what do we get? 284 out of 15, then plus 67 out of 15. This is 67. That is 117 over 5. So the whole answer is going to be 117 out of 5 of pi. If you want, you can put it to 3 significant figures, or you can just leave it here exact. So this has been it for this paper. Thank you so much for watching. May God bless you. If you find the content very helpful to you, kindly like, share, and even subscribe. See you in the next videos.